Hey, what's good? It's Cynthia Loren, and here to talk about Ayurveda. Okay, so many of you guys have heard about something called golden milk, and a lot of people have been asking me, what is golden milk? It doesn't have any milk in it. Why is it golden, and why is it called golden milk? Okay, this is a package that you can just get, but I'll tell you how to make your own. So, golden milk is made out of turmeric. That's where the golden color comes from. And it is activated by black pepper, because you must have black pepper to activate it. And it doesn't contain any fat in that package, so you need to add your own fats in. With fats and black pepper, with turmeric, it creates this powerful anti-inflammatory potion. And always use non-dairy milk, because dairy milk will cancel out all the benefits that you would get from the golden milk. So what's in this? There's a lot of things in this. Turmeric, maca, goji berry, cinnamon, stevia, ginger, cardamom, black pepper, and these are all organic. This is actually very delicious, but you don't really need the cardamom and everything in it. I mean, if you put it in, that's really great, because cardamom is elaichi in Indian Hindi. It's elaichi. So when you drink chai and stuff, Indian chai, you would taste, I mean, not so much when you get chai from Starbucks or in the Western world, but when you get Indian chai, there is a certain taste to it, and that is elaichi, which is cardamom, which is really awesome if you have like a little cold, you're inflamed, or you're looking for something sweet but you don't want to put any sugar. So think about it more like along the line of cinnamon. And they also have cinnamon in there. Cinnamon is amazing for clearing your blood and to purify your organs and blood and everything. Too much of it, of course, is not that good, but anything too much of it is not good. So what you do is you would have a teaspoon of it, not much of this, just a teaspoon of this, and you would have about a cup of non-dairy milk. I usually I use almond milk or I use cashew milk, because cashew milk is a little bit sweeter. Well, none of it is added sugar, but cashew just itself has a higher sugar content than almonds. Almonds is more lower in carbs than cashew. Cashew is more higher in carbs. I mean, they're both nutritious depending on what kind of lifestyle you have. I'm on a ketogenic Ayurvedic diet. I call it diet, but it's a lifestyle really. And I'm not like super strict, but I know what I put into my body turns into my body. And in order to get the clarity of mind and speech and be able to do the things that potentially you can do, you need to eat things that repairs your body, that is anti-inflammatory. And that usually is a plant-based diet. Of course, you can have some like fish and chicken once in a while and this and that, you know. I sometimes have some fish, raw fish. I would sometimes have some eggs, but I don't do it all the time. So mainly it's a plant-based diet. So how do you make your own golden milk? All you need is good quality organic turmeric. When I say good quality, there's like really crappy quality turmeric, and the way they're processed, it's not, it loses a lot of their energetic qualities. So you want it to be sourced in like maybe India or a ethic farm or something like that. But you want it always to be organic, because most of the things that are not organic are like teas, for example. Is the first time when you put the tea into your tea bag, into your water, into your cup, is the first time that the tea is being rinsed. That's why when you go to Hong Kong or Asia, they usually, what they do is they would wash the dishes with that pot of tea first, and then the second batch of that tea, they would drink, you know, because they're washing the tea leaves too. And tea leaves are really great at washing bacteria and everything. So sometimes I just use tea leaves water to teas, basically, to wash my face and wash my hair. Since I have blonde hair, I would just use chamomile tea or butterfly pea tea, which has a blue tint to it, which neutralizes brassiness. And when drank inside your body, it's great for weight loss. It's great for detoxifying, but most teas are good for these things. I like how in commercial tea market, when you go, they have like $15 tea. There's like cleanse or detoxing. But most teas are cleansing and detoxing. Unless it's the yogi detox tea, that's very different. Because the first ingredient is sarsaparilla, and then it's black pepper. It's everything that gets your digestive system going. Versus like just green tea mixed with something that's very ordinary. And most teas are antioxidants. So instead of looking at what people tell you they are, do your research and actually look at the ingredient of what they are. But how do you make your own golden milk? Very, very easy. So you want 80% of the mixture to be turmeric, organic turmeric. Now that 20%, I mean, the turmeric can be 90%, but it depends on you. I like to do, if I were to mix my own, I usually just buy it because it's so much easier. But if I mix, 2 times when I went to visit my parents, I made my own because they didn't have the golden milk. But they did have turmeric, and they did have cardamom, they did have black pepper, coconut oil is awesome. So what you do is you want 90% of the mixture to be turmeric, 80 to 90%. So majority of it is turmeric. And then the 10% is you want to add some stevia or monk fruit sugar is what I prefer. Because monk fruit sugar is totally natural, and it's from a fruit called monk fruit. That is a oriental fruit. And it counts as an antioxidant. That's why when you ingest it in your body, it doesn't elevate the insulin. Which when you ingest stevia, it spikes it just a little bit until your body knows that, hey, it's non-calorie. It's non-caloric. So it goes down a little, but it still spikes up just a little bit. But monk fruit sugar is amazing, and they taste like real sugar. Whereas stevia, I use it too, but stevia has this weird aftertaste, which I mean, it is much sweeter than monk fruit sugar, much sweeter. But I prefer monk fruit sugar because I don't really like things that are like super sweet, except cookies. I bake keto cookies, but that's another subject. So the golden milk, so 90% turmeric, and then the 10% is black pepper. You want to put cardamom. I like to mix a little bit of cinnamon, and if you like, put a little bit of saffron in it. It will like spice up the taste a little bit. And then what you want to do is mix it, and then you just take 1 teaspoon out, but already have the almond milk heated, not boiling like, but like heated. So it's warm, and it's like there's smoke coming out, but it's not bubbling. And then turn down the heat, put that 1 teaspoon in. You want to measure it first. Just don't pour the milk into the pan, because what ended up happening is you pour too much, or you're very used to the portion of it, then you can just like free do it. I freestyle do it, but it's usually up to here, and if you can see, it's like a cup. So pour that in there and have it boiling, and then you put the golden milk mixture that you have mixed in there. You can skip the monk fruit sugar if you don't want it to be sweet. It's an option to make it kind of delicious. And just slow boil it, and once you slow boil that, once it's really dispersed and it looks like one thing, and it's just a yellow, beautiful golden milk, pour it. And the way I pour it, I like to pour it from top, so then it has a little foam. It's a little fancy, a little foam, or else just pour it. And then you want to drink it while it's warm. Just don't let it sit out, because once it's not warm, the medicinal property goes down. Now, golden milk is good for all 3 doshas, because black peppers are really good for kapha. because they're sluggish and stuff. It gets their digestional system going. Turmeric is tridosha. It's good for pitta. It's good for vata. It's good for kapha. And cardamom is also good for all doshas. And monk fruit sugar is better for the vata and the, I want to say raja, pitta doshas, because they're fiery, and vata is kind of like flowy, and we usually opt for something that is sweeter, but not like tremendously sweet, but like sweeter. And kapha doesn't really benefit from things that are really sweet, because they usually, for their dosha, for kapha, they usually want to opt for something that is pungent, like onions, radishes, or astringent, such as dark greens, or then you want to get something bitter, which is bitter gourd, or like something that's bitter. When you taste into your mouth, it's a little bitter. Chlorella, bitter gourd, dandelion roots, something like that, to ground, not to ground them, but to make their digestive system go a little bit less sluggish. Because if they eat sluggish food and they are already sluggish, it doesn't work that well. So that's why they need something that is rough and with texture for kapha. I hope this video helps. And I usually drink this milk in the morning or before I go to bed, because I like to drink it in an empty stomach, so everything can absorb very, very, very sufficiently. So I hope this helps. And as usual, stay beautiful, my friend, and namaste.